Okay, so Paris, I'm going to play something that a lot of Democratic outlets seized upon, like instantly, because I saw the tweets coming out right away about what Dr. Oz said about abortion being between a woman, her doctor, and state politicians, which was, you know, I think even Dr. Oz probably wishes he didn't say that. But let me play that moment. I want to ask you something about it on the other side. Take a look.
There should not be involvement from the federal government in how states decide their abortion decisions. As a physician, I've been in the room when there's some difficult conversations happening. I don't want the federal government involved with that at all. I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive to put the best ideas forward so states can decide for themselves.
Okay, so it didn't take but a minute, but the camp for Fetterman put out this tweet saying, I just stepped off the Pennsylvania debate stage tonight. Dr. Oz wants women's bodily autonomy to be up to, quote, local political leaders. Let me be clear, I will always support abortion rights. So this has been for the Dems. But Paris, I'm wondering if you think it's enough to overcome the overall performance.
Well, first of all, what Dr. Oz said is true. It is up to the local governments now, because of the reversal of Roe v. Wade, to come up with legislation and come up with bills. That's what local political leaders are going to do. And the people are going to vote for those people and decide if there's a referendum or some type of a bill. The people will decide. But it is going to be up to a woman, her doctor, and through the legislative process on how each state is going to decide on the abortion issue. That's going to be up to local leaders. So what he said was not wrong. The issue is this. If the best of the Fetterman campaign is to try to splice that one comment, that just shows you once again that Fetterman tremendously failed in his debate performance. And when voters are looking at this race right now, paying more attention in October, just a few weeks away from the actual time to vote, they're going to look at a few things. Number one, does he seem, by his debate performance, to have the cognitive ability to understand and to articulate the issues, not just on debate stage, but in the Senate? And the second thing they're going to look at are the results of Democrats being in charge of this government. And when they see high crime, inflation, high gas prices, and crime coupled with the issues that Fetterman is having with seemingly being competent and able to articulate, I think that's going to be enough for independents to sway and go to Oz.
Okay, so the other thing I want to bring up, Morgan, if I can, it's a comment from Paul Begala. He's a long-time known Democratic strategist, commentator on television. He's been around the block a few times. But he put out this tweet last night, and I had to sort of double read it. It said, debates are more often lost than won, and Mehmet Oz lost this one with his line that abortion should be a decision between a woman, her doctor, and local elected officials. He is fueling the Dems' top issue. John Fetterman must be pleased. And I could only think, is this sort of the same thing playing out that played out with Republicans in Georgia who stand by Herschel Walker no matter what they hear? And there's another accuser that came forward today saying in 1993 in Dallas, he drove her to an abortion clinic. She's actually coming out with her voice and just in silhouette, but has, you know, the same kind of claim. And yet, you know, the Republicans in Georgia say, well, he's our guy. And I'm wondering if the same thing's going on in Pennsylvania right now with Democrats saying that Fetterman fella up there on the stage, that's our guy.
Well, I think there's some truth. I mean, I hear where you're coming from, but I think there's some truth to what he's saying. And I'm going to respectfully disagree with a little bit of what Paris was saying, that it is very unlikely that anyone's going to watch this entire debate. So what does it come down to? It comes down to clips. We're now seeing data that most people, or an increasingly number of people, are getting their information exclusively from TikTok, not from Google even. And so if you have a clip that speaks to your base on a key issue that they care about, like abortion, then that could be enough to change the margins, you know, at the margin of the number of people you're getting to vote. And this race is now being considered a toss-up, so that could be significant. And ultimately, that's the biggest takeaway from debates, is the clip that you can use to get your message out.
Over and over again, and then put out on social media. Hold on one sec, Paris. And there, don't forget, everybody, that 700,000 people have already voted, right? All the early voters in Pennsylvania. So those people aren't affected at all by what happened last night. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.